Respected Chief Guest of the Day, Sri.Eknath Baliga, our former General Secretary and President, and also Officer Director on the Board of the Corporation Bank, our respected President, my dear friends from the Executive Committee, today we had a come out of AIBOC. Of course, the affiliate, the trade union, that AIBC should have played a responsible role in protecting the smaller units, which they have totally failed. Now, what was the option to us? Since the day of merger, All India Union Bank Officers Federation, which should have received us wholeheartedly, giving the respect which is due to us, they did not do. We did everything to cope up with the situation. Even we have sacrificed many of the aspects, including the positions, just to ensure that we continue in the AIBC, but did not materialize those things. When we have taken the decision to be in a respectable position wherever we are, these people, they have haunted us with several cases, whether the cases filed in the Kerala High Court or cases filed in trade union registrars at Mangalore and Bangalore, and also a writ petition in Karnataka High Court. Albeit with all those things, Cboo fought back and could win almost all those cases, ultimately upholding the stand of the Cboo and its executive committee for its respect in the merged entity, and continue our checkoff in the Union Bank of India. With the decision of the Karnataka High Court, management has also agreed, and now they have given checkoff to us since December 2021. Our struggle still continues. The so-called majority union, in the name of majority in the bank, in the name of apolitical trade union, they are still behind our members. They have canvassed in so many means, of course, hiding their own immoral acts and their attitude towards their members. Despite all those pressure, all those means, whatever they have used, the large number of members, they have still remained with us. Of course, we have a struggle to get back the members who left us and also build a strong trade union in Union Bank of India. The journey of Cboo after the merger, almost all the members, they are aware. But now they have the apprehension, because all along Cboo was in the majority, and we were the sole bargaining agent in the erstwhile Corporation Bank to pursue their issues and get them solace. The apprehensions, whatever they are having, the people continuing or who are left, we felt we should convey them the strengths of the CBOO. In the endeavor, we felt that our former leader, Sri.Eknath Baliga, is the right person to convey the strengths of CBOO and also to convince the members that here is the one trade union which can stand by the members and they can carry the legacy of the good works of CBOO. Hence, we thought we will request him to address the executive committee members. Through that, we will convey this message through our live telecast, entire all over India, wherever our members or others listen to him, so that they will understand what is CBOO and what is his strength and how in the future they can build. With this introduction, I request our leader, Sri Eknath Baliga, to address the gathering. Thank you. I welcome him on behalf of all of you and over to him. Thank you.
CBO leadership on the dais and the members of the executive committee and all of those who are watching this program live at their respective places. A very good evening to you all. How's the Josh? How's the Josh? How's the Josh? This should be there. Whatever I talk to you, wherever I end, that's one part of it. But what has to be done in future is in your hands, in your capabilities. For that, this high Josh is required. Now, one issue we have to just think about is why we have reached this particular state today. What circumstances compelled us to do this or come to this state? I can just, if I am to put a few words, नीत, नियत, नियति, इन तीनों के साथ CBO को बहुत जूझना पड़ा. CBO was always working with the neat, morality. I can proudly tell that. It had been our trademark. But you had to encounter with people who did not have that neat. The morality aspect was not there. Niyat also it was not there. They had no discipline. They had no honesty or sincerity. Because of these two important factors, I must use the words, CBO was in a receiving end. But we are CBO. We have seen such circumstances of different nature, and we have faced every circumstance with all our might. What AUBYF wanted from CBO was its money and its members. They did not want CBO leadership to be with them. Their game plan was clear from the very word go. They tried to undermine the leadership. They tried to encourage rebellion against the leadership. Vamachar, in our local languages we say now, Vamachar. And unfortunately, a few people who grew with the CBO, they betrayed the CBO and the membership. Just in the lust of a few posts or just a few biscuits rather. And it was unexpected, probably. It was unexpected that a part of the leadership of CBOO, encouraged, supported and abetted by the AUBOF leadership, they worked against the CBOO. They thought that they will get very top posts in AUBOF. They will get whatever they wanted if they just dump CBOO to its fate. We cannot forget this. You people as an organization, you should never forget these things. People who have praised or told good words, you may forget. But those who have thrown stones at you, those who have hurled abuses against you, it was propagated that Satish Shetty and Sudhindra wanted to swallow the money of CBOO. And they are in the company of those people who have practically and actually done it. Knowing pretty well the nature of Satish Shetty or Sudhindra, the activities they have undertaken, the work they have carried out, you are just alleging financial irregularities right up till the court. Whereas, you are blind towards money misappropriated in the AUBOF, car purchased from AUBOF money, and making it sanctified through passing a resolution in the executive committee to gift a car to every general secretary at the time of retirement. Can you think of this in CBOO to happen? Have you ever heard that CBOO general secretary or CBOO president, at the time of retirement, he was given a golden coin, a few gold coins rather, or a car, or things like that? And those who blamed the CBOO leadership joined hands with those people who had actually done it, closing their eyes rather, or swallowing whatever was in front of them. And you think that you have become kings or you have achieved whatever you want. But remember, history repeats and history doesn't pardon also. Let us wait till next conference of AUBOF and see what is the fate of those people who have jumped the ship for petty selfish gains. Why I am telling you that the AUBOF wanted to subvert the genuine efforts of merger and a practice of equity and good behavior. They have not done it from the beginning itself. You may be knowing about the memorandum. One example I will give you. There was an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, which was proposed. And CBO went for a referendum. Now, the day CBO publishes the referendum issue, the General Secretary of AUBOF gives a public notice that he objects to this referendum. Now, question is, who is he to object a CBO's act? We have not yet merged. We were a different unit at that time. And he opposes through a public notice. Okay, you opposed it. But based on the same MOU, later you talk to CBO on terms of merger. Then where went to your that public notice? Was it thrown out or torn out? Whatever CBO has done, it was a CBO's activity for the purpose of getting an approval from the members. And AUBOF General Secretary has got no locus standi to criticize or condemn or disown it. It is not his ownership, then how can he disown it? And the MOU, let me talk only one or two aspects regarding the MOU, how nonsensically it was drafted. Under the MOU, there was a clause that CBO after merger will honor the presidential post assigned to somebody who will become a president after some time. The president is not yet there. He is yet to become. He will become president later. merger discussion is going on today. The MOU includes a clause wherein CBOO will agree for the future president of AUBOF. Now, number one, whether it is morally correct. Number two, even if CBO gives a commitment, it was not to be, CBO can never commit to that. That's a different thing. Even with that, whether it is binding on the CBO or the signatories, whether it can be made bound, whether the signatory can be made to be bound by that, it's not possible. Such nonsensical drafts they have thrown at CBO, and like this, at every step, the AUBOF had tried to demean, underestimate, insult the CBO leadership. Most untrade unionly act by the AUBOF was encouraging and abetting rebellion in CBOO. There are proofs that AUBOF leadership was a party to this. Maybe in the formation of a group, WhatsApp group, maybe in the drafting of letters, and so many things. Whether this sort of activity can be acceptable. In one of the discussions, they straight away told your General Secretary, do you think we will be able to work together in future? This mentality shows that AUBOF was not comfortable with CBO from the beginning. Why? There should be some reason. According to me, the first reason was that CBO leadership will not tolerate corrupt practices in the trade union. Because General Secretary had already raised the issues regarding funds transfer to the General Secretary retiring, the car purchased in the name of AUBOF and registered in the name of the retiring General Secretary. In one of the executive committee meetings, there was an issue of giving gold coins to the retiring president, which was objected to by Satish Shetty and Sudhindra. There was the proposal of purchasing car for the General Secretary. That was also opposed by Satish Shetty and Sudhindra. They came to know, they realized that हमारे गलत काम को ये लोग साथ नहीं देंगे, and it is very difficult to work with these people. Nothing else. Once the thing is objected in the meeting, they will have a difficulty to do anything. That is not the end of it. See, just look at just for your information, you can ascertain at your centers. There are so many state associations of AUBOF. You may be wonderstruck to know, most of these state associations are not registered at all. Why it is not registered? The matter is simple. If you are registered, you are bound by the Trade Union Act. You have to audit your accounts. You have to submit the returns to the Trade Union Registrar. There are so many formalities. Now, I am not registered. Funds are coming to me. I am spending it the way I want. Nobody will ask me anything. I am not accountable to anybody. Now, you can just imagine thousands of members, thousands of rupees, and they have made it, they have instigated people to go to the court that the President and General Secretary will misuse CBO's money as if it belongs to them, as it belongs to AUBOF leadership. Now, where the main division came, because there is also a propagation that Satish Shetty and Sudhindra were bothered about their posts. It was not so. It has already been made clear by the General Secretary through circulars also. And the post of working president and vice president were already given to the General Secretary and President respectively. What demand Satish Shetty and Sudhindra made was not for a post to them. The demand made by these two people was that in state levels we must be given a proper representation. This AUBOF sabotaged this through permitting state associations to co-opt whomsoever they want. They denied the genuine request, genuine demand. They denied the genuine demand made by the Cboo to give representation at the state top level posts in various state associations. Because the problem for them was, if the prime posts out of president or general secretary or chairman post and other posts, they were given to Cboo representatives, then they cannot play their mischiefs and games as they want. The tussle started with mainly with the representation to state units. It was not General Secretary's post or Sudhindra's post or Satish Shetty's post. Now, after the picture became clear that Cboo is going out of AUBOF fold, the AUBOF leadership has given petty small posts to each and every person, calling them, just you take a regional secretary's post, you take another small post. Now, unfortunately for a few of our people, the small biscuits thrown became very attractive, and there is no worth mentioning position for any of our representatives there. This is the mischief played against the Cboo by the AUBOF leadership. Now, what sort of union is AUBOF? That also is very necessary for us to know. There is an important issue going on regarding the registration of the trade union. Most of you may be knowing it. The All India body is operating on a non-existent registration. It was operating on a non-existing registration, and they have given it in writing that it was only a number. Number was only a number. To subvert that, they go and register another time in Bangalore, which is illegal. Unethical, immoral and all, we will leave it because that doesn't apply to them, or nor they will understand that. Now, important questions that will arise is, on which registration the management has recognized them? On which registration they have got AIBOC affiliation? Of course, now it's not much of a matter of discussion for us because Cboo has already come out of that. But this sort of trade union activity is undertaken by All India Union Bank Officers Federation. Now, coming to irregularities, nonsensical acts, they are all substantial in number, very much in number. Now, one issue on my personal front also I want to clarify is that, because there are some gossips or something like that, that it is because of Eknath Baliga they have gone to Nobo. I am not an entity at all, first of all. Yes, one thing is certain. I have supported Satish Shetty in every act of his. 100% true. Because the way in which AUBOF was functioning vis-a-vis Cboo was intolerable act. They have insulted the Cboo. They have insulted Cboo membership. And probably because of that, I could not keep quiet. And whatever it is not that I have done many big things and all, nothing. Whatever he required my support in that matter, I have fully supported him. To tell you frankly, I think now this discussion has come, I can tell that. When there was a first proposal to move away from AUBOF and side towards NOBO, I told Satish Shetty it is not correct, we should not do that. I had told him. I don't know whether he remembers it or not. I told Satish Shetty that we have to be within and fight them out. It's possible. We have to do that. But things went so worse. Satish Shetty was very clear one day. No, it is not possible to function with these people. It's not possible because, it is just like keeping a good mango in a basket containing bad mangoes. In a basket, if there are bad mangoes and you keep a good mango in that basket, it is not that bad mango will become good. It will never become, it cannot. Only the thing is, this good mango has to become bad. In the sense, if probably Satish Shetty would have accepted whatever has been given, kept quiet in the EC on whatever discussions take place, agreed to all decisions whatever they take, agreed to funds management, agreed to car purchase, agreed to gold coin, everything if Satish Shetty would have agreed, probably he would have been the best companion for merged entity in the Union Bank. All these problems have occurred because we resisted it. And it is very, very necessary. It is very, very necessary. It is not 100 rupees or 200 rupees or 1000 rupees. It is tens of thousands of rupees per year. There is a need for every Union Bank officer to relook into this aspect. Is it worth for them to be where accountability is not there, responsibility is not there. Now let us come to, having discussed these many things, let us come to the issues of taking members' problems and cases. We cannot blame our Cboo members who joined the other side, because these so many months, because of the uncertainties, because of the difficulties for the leadership to move to various places and interact with the, because of this COVID and other things, the movement of the President and General Secretary got restricted like anything. They were not able to move anywhere out. They could not reach to the membership properly. So there were sort of uncertainties among the membership as to what will happen. And in that anxiety, probably, some of them might have deserted Cboo, but they have to look into the organization which they are in. Whether Cboo culture is there, definitely no, it's not there. The responsiveness to the membership's issues. I remember Satish Shetty was telling one day that in Tamil Nadu, I think regarding that transfer, one transfer issue was there, our member went to the State Association Secretary. And the State Association Secretary tells him that we will not take up individual transfer cases and all, you have to deal it on your own. No, Tamil Nadu, no? Tamil Nadu. Huh? Tamil Nadu. That when a member comes on issue, see whether you are able to get the transfer modified or transfer given or not, that's the next issue. You are not ready to listen to the member's issue at all and say that all those cases we do not take up individual cases, and at a higher level also this issue has been told to Satish Shetty, let us not, okay, forget it. But this is a particular, in state level, when a member goes and talks to the federation leader regarding his transfer, he has been told that we don't take up individual cases, you deal it on your own. If we have to deal it on our own, do we need an organization? If a member has to deal his transfer or any issue on his own, trade union's necessity itself is not there. Now let us And another aspect we will look into. The merger of the banks. At that time, the finance minister has very clearly said that the best of the merging banks' benefits will be given to the member officers, employees. Whether it has happened in Union Bank, you had 15 days halting allowance, hotel and halting. Is it there now? Housing loan. I think the interest in corporation bank used to be charged on the day, month end balance. Whether it has been implemented in Union Bank? Now, one more, glaring, I talked to Satish Shetty also. The locker rents, they have been increased like anything. Inflation rate is just ignored. Whether, as a recognized union, majority, whatever we call as majority union, whether this matter has been referred to even by the AUBOF to management, I don't think, because such discussion had never taken place. What sort of union are you when you are not able to take up the issues pertaining to the members? You are not ready to give a letter to the management to relook into this. Why, you know? Because our management doesn't like union giving a letter to the management. Satish Shetty has that experience. And not only that, actually what happened, because very recent aspects, I am not fully aware because I am not troubling them every time going to the Cboo central office and all. Satish Shetty had drafted a letter after a discussion with all the three general secretaries in the yesterdays, on issues that have to be taken up and a letter to be referred to the management. The letter was drafted at Cboo office. It was sent to the Andhra Bank Union General Secretary and Union Bank General Secretary. The Union Bank General Secretary was not at all responding because probably I feel that it is not there in the culture of Union Bank to address a letter to the management on officers' issues. It may be that the management will ask the General Secretary to give a letter on which issue he has to give a letter. That will be given and that issue will be settled. Satish Shetty has got a proof for it. I am not just telling out of my head. Satish Shetty has got a proof. Yes. Satish Shetty has got a proof that management demands a letter from the organization on an issue and that issue gets settled later. This is the problem here is, the working style of CBOO is something different from years. Whether the issue gets settled or not, that should not prevent you from taking up an issue with the management. It may be transfer, it may be an allowance, it may be or any other benefit. When a member is affected, if it's a solitary case, it must be taken up at that region's level. If it's an issue that affects the entire membership or a majority of a membership, or even if it is not a majority, it affects a substantial number of membership, the General Secretary at the central level must take up that issue. He should not have hesitation to write a letter to the management. Union is not there only to praise the management. I don't say praising the management is wrong. I don't say that. When a good thing or a right thing or a correct thing has happened, there is absolutely nothing wrong in appreciating the good gesture of the management. It's correct. But when you have to give a letter to the management on issue affecting the bank or issue affecting the membership officers, you should not have hesitation. That letter drafted was not at all cleared for days together by the AUBOF General Secretary. Ultimately, Satish Shetty has to give a threat that if you are not signing, we too are signing and sending it. Then it was signed. I am just bringing to your knowledge the culture of working, the work culture, that You be always goody-goody with the management. Whatever they give, you accept and keep quiet. Because if you do that, under the circumstances like merger of Cboo and AUBOF, management will support AUBOF. This is what they have done. In the entire core process of merger and demerger, most of the management representatives, I can very clearly tell that they were supporting AUBOF, working against Cboo. As a management, they should have been neutral. There are representatives of the middle level management and top level management who have done canvassing activity during this period. It is not expected of the management, whatever it is, because till such time that my work goes well, I can do it. This is the mindset. Now, one issue comes majority and minority. Now, I have given you some characteristic activities of the majority union which has done it. Let us take at industry level. AIBOC is a majority union. What has AIBOC done in respect of the merger of Cboo with AUBOF? Initial days, there was total non-alignment. But when issues started heating up, some efforts were there. But at every step, the AIBOC's instructions were violated. The AIBOC General Secretary kept quiet. The General Secretary of the majority organization, in which I have also worked for long. Of course, I have no regrets for that now. I have worked for AIBOC to the extent possible to me. Not the extent possible to, expected by you, but to the extent possible to me, I have worked for AIBOC and I am proud of it. But when you always have been claiming that Cboo is a jewel in the crown of AIBOC, you just turned your eyes when that jewel had fallen down because of the wrong activity by the bigger association from Union Bank. You just ignored it. You ignored the jewel. You had no concern for that jewel. Because, according to you, we are a small unit. Let them go to hell. This is what was done in the previous days also. What happened in several banks. It may be Catholic Syrian Bank, it may be South Indian Bank, it may be Federal Bank, it may be then I think Vijaya Bank or somewhere among the nationalist sector also. Individual unit has to fight on its own. AIBOC is there only for affiliation. This is the message that was given through action, not through words. The General Secretary of AIBOC has very clearly stated that AUBOF General Secretary is not taking my call. Why he is not taking the call? Now, the AIBOC General Secretary in an informal talk told once to Mr. Satish Shetty, if the issue is not getting resolved, I will temporarily give you another recognition. Whether it has come out by mistake, we don't know. Out of slip, it has been told, we don't know. But later when actually Satish Shetty said that you give us separate affiliation for some time, temporary period, we will sort out the merger later. The General Secretary of AIBOC backed out. The jewel in your crown, which has always supported the AIBOC activities, which has contributed to AIBOC activities within its capacity, they became a hot potato for you just because we did not listen to the dictating terms of AUBOF. And the majority union of AIBOC, its leadership, had no capacity to rein in the erring General Secretary of AUBOF, which indicates that whatever they have done, it was only for a show that they have done it. There was no earnestness in the action. AIBOC had practically let the CBO down to such an extent when it was a most piquant position, when the situation was very difficult. The General Secretary of AIBOC did not take the calls of Satish Shetty. Or even if he takes the calls, he will say, I am traveling. The moment I reach, I will call you. And that call never comes. His problem, he had a problem. We must appreciate that. Wage revision issues were going on. IBA chairman was MD of Union Bank. AIBOC General Secretary, a majority organization General Secretary which commands the total strength of officers in the banking industry, he is obliged to the General Secretary of AUBOF to get a connection, contact, represent a reach to the IBA chairman. Bipartite is going on. I have to have good link with the IBA chairman. For that easy approach for me, the AIBOC General Secretary doesn't have the capacity to say that, no, I want to talk to him, let me call him. No, it has to go via AUBOF General Secretary. When AUBOF General Secretary is doing all these contacts and arranging these meets and all, how can AIBOC General Secretary get the wrath of taking AUBOF General Secretary to task just for CBO's 7,000 membership? This was his constraint. Strength, majority, everything is right. But if you are not able to utilize the benefit out of that and command the position, AIBOC has done this to CBOO. It is unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that AIBOC did not bother to set their house in order in respect of merger. So much so. We erred, CBO erred at one step, giving respect to AIBOC. CBO had filed a writ petition in Karnataka High Court on the management in respect of the check-off and HRMS, your Union Parivar, wherein CBO's name was not there, and all those things linked to each other. And we were very hopeful that the decision will come in our favor. Suddenly, the General Secretary of AIBOC calls the General Secretary of CBOO and says that you withdraw that case. And the General Secretary of AIBOC gives a threat to General Satish Shetty. If you do not do, tomorrow if the management transfers you, what are you going to do? This must come from the General Secretary's mouth, AIBOC General Secretary's mouth, a majority organization. Unfortunately, there at that time, some discussions regarding the merger, some finalizations, they were almost reached. And of course, one thing CBO people did very nice. We will not withdraw the case, but we will not pursue that. Of course, its ultimate impact was not much to the benefit of CBO. But why I am highlighting this is that AIBOC General Secretary tells that what will happen to your organization if you are transferred. The General Secretary of a majority organization at the industry level as well as in the bank level, in that bank level, his bank level. So, what majority can do, what minority can do, it's only a matter of interpretation and for us to demonstrate to the future. Then another one aspect very frequently told is there, apolitical. Who is apolitical? Now, AIBOC, one of the general secretaries of AIBOC, I don't know whether he was holding a red card or not, I don't know. He was open and published CPM functionary. General Secretary of AIBOC. Now, any agitation takes place. You want to represent it to the government. Who is taking you to the ministry or anywhere? Department. Dasgupta, Gurudas Dasgupta, Raja, D. Raja, then Sitaram Yechuri, Brinda Karat. Who are they? Are they not political people? Okay, so far as that you are going to the minister and talking, I will not say it's a political issue because a minister belongs to everybody. But you are what you call ropeway. Ropeway for you is political people only. Now, because this issue was there, this issue has been discussed in AIBOC EC meeting also several times, including myself also I have raised this issue. All India trade unions, not banking, or all India political parties, they give a strike call against the government, central government. And they inform the AIBOC that this strike is there, you have to join. The strike is not decided in consultation with the majority union AIBOC. The issues pertaining to AIBOC are not included in the demands of the strike. You are simply made to go and participate in the strike. Why are you doing? If you are apolitical, why are you joining on the issue which is not pertaining to a trade union? You may say we are responsible for the larger issues. But there is a way for that. The decision to call for a strike or whatever it is, you should have also been a party to it because you are the 90% membership organization in the banking industry. The decision is taken by either AIBA or the CPI or the CPM and you become a party to that. And you call yourself as apolitical. This will not work. And whatever your intents are there, if you are so much apolitical, there is a need to totally disassociate with the politics, political parties. To deal with the government is different, to deal with the political parties to reach to the government is different. When you invariably reach only through some political functionaries, you have no right to say that you are apolitical. BMS, yes, today our organization is affiliated to BMS through NOBO. BMS is the biggest trade union in the country. There is no doubt about that. Yes, in banking industry, BMS organization is smaller in number. It's true. But if you consider the entire nationwide, BMS is the largest trade union in the country today. And see, we have depended on AIBOC in yesteryears and we are let down several times. It may be an IPO issue. It may be an VRS issue. Several issues. But with the NOBO, now one organizationally we have to understand one important thing is CBOO merges with LOBO affiliated body. The NOBO affiliated body in Union Bank is having hardly 100 or 150 membership. The entire remaining membership is going from CBOO. Alternatively, the entire organization is in the hands of CBOO as far as Union Bank is concerned. Name will be different. It may be whatever you decide tomorrow. It may be UBAS or it may be UBO or whatever it is. The entire organization will be in our hands. And we can function the way we were functioning in CBOO. There is no doubt about that. Then comes what is your responsibility. You have got several challenges ahead. You in the sense I am talking about you as well as the other membership around. We have to build a strong organization. Presently, we cannot say that we are strong. Because we have seen an executive committee with 65 people. Today we are reasonably good. We are not in such a depressed condition. You have already told that Josh is high. It should be high. We can. Because truth is in our side. Morality is in our side. Niyat, dono hamare saath hai. You can proudly tell that. There is absolutely no doubt about that. In CBO, because why I am telling you this is, why we are having morality high is, in yesteryears, I am a witness to that. One of the regional secretaries mismanaged the money in his hands. The moment it came to light, he was asked to quit the post. There was another regional secretary who managed the grand function. It came to light, his mismanagement, mismanagement of funds came to light. Of course, he paid the price for other activities of his in the bank, but the organization told him, you have to quit. He was asked to relieve from the post. There are cases like that in CBO, so much, many. And our members used to believe us because the leadership was honest. We have spent that leadership of yesteryears and even today, we have spent hundreds and thousands of rupees on conveyance, petrol, car maintenance. We have paid it out of our pocket. We have not claimed from the organization. So many are there. I am not talking about me. I am talking about our members at large. Functionaries at large, office bearers at large. Morality is in our side. And the will to fight and succeed is there in our side. We have to build a very strong organization. It should be akin to the yesteryear's CBOO. Let us see whether, now let me talk to you as an executive committee that tomorrow maybe sometimes you are conducting the conference and a new body will come. In that surely majority of you people will be there. Coming 2, 3, 4, 5 years, our concentration should be on organization building at the central level as well as at the regional level. We must develop, we must build, we must start digging our foundations and building up buildings for our stay in each of the regional headquarters. And when you work, your members believe you. Your members will believe you that you are working sincerely and honestly. Those who have gone out from our fold, they will definitely come back once they come to know that you people are working sincerely. You are taking up the members' cause. Please remember this. I am a leader because the members have confidence in me. I am no more a leader the moment members lose confidence in you. Take up the members' issue, howsoever small it may be. Take up the issue. Pursue it. You will succeed at least 5 to 6 cases out of 10 or 10 cases you take up. This will build confidence. This will definitely build confidence. Not only in corporation bank officers, even in the union bank officers, this confidence will come. I am telling you, there is a lot of disgruntlement at several places. There is a lot of disgruntlement at several places because their issues are not being taken up. And if you become a model in taking up membership issues, for that matter, I don't know whether I will be, right in making one statement before you. You have to take up the leadership. You will come back as leaders. Forget promotions for you for another 3-4 years. Sacrifice your promotions and work for the organization. Dedicatedly you work for the organization. I will not go for promotion. I don't want promotion. At least for another 3 years. And I will do organization's work. I will go for branch visits. I will organize my region. I will visit the members. I will take up the issues of the members. I will pursue the central leadership to get the issues done. Do this. I am 100% sure that every CBO member will come with you, because he will not be cared for any more in another shortest time to come. That already CBO has gone out. They have pulled whatever number they could. Their work is over. Only one work they could not succeed probably was to snatch CBO's money and CBO's building. That remains with CBO, and it will remain with CBO. The people who have gone to UBOF, they will be totally ignored and sidetracked within no time. And a good work by you, sincere organizational work by you, it will definitely attract our people back to our fold. Ghar Vapsi. We have to do 2 things. One is Ghar Vapsi, another is invitation to house, our house. एक तो हमारे लोगों ने घर वापस आना है, और दूसरा है कि जो हमारे घर वाले नहीं हैं उन सभी को हमारे घर में बुलाना है. हमने आएंगे. It depends upon you people. One Satish Shetty and one Sudhindra cannot do everything. Now, in that matter also, if you just look back, during these uncertain times and added by COVID circumstances, our functioning was not as we were in yesteryears. The functioning of CBO did not go as it was in yesteryears prior to the merger. Circumstances, I agree with you. You have no means to travel, and people are transferred, you have no means to communicate, and members do not know to whom to represent their case, because at state levels we did not have representations, and everything cannot be looked into by central leadership. All these circumstances have had a very bad, this is niyati. These circumstances are niyati. They had impact on our functioning. Now we have to regroup. It is time. It is time. We have to regroup. We have to build a strong organization and take up all the cases of the membership. This is the watchword should be for you. That I will work for the organization. I will go for the branch visits. I will talk to the membership. I will make them to feel at home in Union Bank as I was taking care of them in Corporation Bank. If we pursue these things, I am sure we will again find the glorious days. It's not impossible, but it's a hill task, we must remember. It's not a small work. It's a very big task. If in another 3 years, you could ensure that CBO people are back with you, except those who had cheated us. Don't befriend them. Those who had stabbed at CBO, those who had shaken the foundation of CBO, you should not befriend them. General membership, they are always with you. At least their heart will be throbbing for you because you have worked for them in yesteryears. Encashing upon that, let us rebuild the organization. Surely, the CBO membership will definitely, there will be a karvapsi. Our effort should be to get other people also with us. That is also possible. Sincerity will yield. You work sincerely. Don't bother about the people who bark. The people who bark, their job is only to bark because they wanted to get some posts they have got. Let's wait till their next conference. Till then, let's not talk anything. Let them wait for their next conference. Remember that. See that it is told, history should not be forgotten. History should be remembered for future reference. And there is one more nice saying, that those who forget the history are damned to repeat it. We should not forget the history. Those who have thrown stones at us, you have always to remember them. Those who have thrown roses at you, you need not remember. He will remember. Those who have thrown roses at you, flowers at you, they will remember that I had garlanded him, so like that. Those who have thrown stones at you, sticks at you, you have to always remember them, because it is required in future. Whatever use it is, don't forget. So friends, I don't know whether I have sufficiently reached you or not. I have made, the problem for me is that there is a, I am not abreast with each and every development. I am not abreast because I don't want to trouble them because they are busy in their work. But important things are always in my knowledge. Cboo has learnt a very good lesson, I am telling you. Cboo had learnt from the from April 20, no? Merger took place. From April 20 till today, we have seen the colors of a few our own camouflaged people. We have seen the colors of outsiders. Outsider to Cboo I am talking. We have seen several things. We have received brickbats. But even in those brickbats, there have been some flowers and appreciations, which we must remember. So, without forgetting what has happened all these years, let us have a mission mode. They had thrown stones at us. We will build a stronger Cboo out of these stones. We must think in this direction. It is a challenge for us. Let us take a revenge for the stones thrown at us. Let us take a revenge, not by hitting at them, but building our Cboo and UBO, whatever it is, stronger and mightier and active, responsive to the members. You respond to the members, members will respond to you and care. I've been, even when I was the office bearer in Cboo, I used to always tell, you respond to the members, members will carry you on your shoulders. You don't respond to the members, they will dump you wherever you are. This we have to remember. And corporation bank officers, they were very much devoted to the leadership, which has done good things for them. Sincerely, we have most of our leadership, I can definitely tell you, right from the topmost leadership till the state level, I mean the zonal level leadership, majority of the people had been responsive to the members and members were responsive to us. We have nothing to lose. Let us remember. Maybe because this trade union movement is always an up and down, up and down. We are at down today. There is no further down for us to go. So whatever is there, we have to only move upwards. And that will be our endeavor, that those who post today as they are at the top, they will have to come down one day. It will happen. So with this, I'll conclude my talk to you. My fervent appeal to you is devote for the organization, support the central leadership also, mingle and reach to the membership and take up their issues. Definitely we will be building a very strong and very superb Cboo or whatever name you are going to finalize at a later point of time. I wish you all the best in this endeavor of yours. God bless you all.
my General Secretary Satish Shetty, and today's star speaker, Sri.Eknath Baliga, my EC members, and those who are all viewing through YouTube, Facebook, other channels. Good evening to you all. In fact, this sort of talk by Shri Baliga and other functionaries, we were planning for quite a long time. We had even planned for EC in January, where we also wanted to have a members meet in the same hall, which we wanted to telecast live, just as we are doing now. Till now, whenever we wanted to go in for the members meet, something or the other hurdles were coming, and we were unable to have the members meet, to reach out to the members, to tell the members what all has happened and why we are at this current juncture. As I said, the situation was not conducive at every point in time. So ultimately we thought now that, because even EC meeting we had to postpone once. So ultimately when the EC was finalized for today, we requested our Baliga sir to spare some time to address our EC members, and through this mode to all the members of Cboo. Yes, he was in very close touch with us, or rather we were in close touch with him, because whenever we had the issues where we both of us were unable to get to one conclusion, or we did not find a particular way out, we had to turn to somebody, and it was Baliga. Of course, we were also in touch with other functionaries, all former functionaries, seniors. See, just the way a child, when he is unable to do the work, he goes and reaches to his parents to help him. We also reached our elders to help us out. And I can say we received their full support. Many people, some of the people did not like the decision what we have taken, but we did not have an option. Everybody were saying we are coming out of AABOC. Yes, we had to come out of AABOC. If AABOC, which was expected to support you, did not support you, what option do you have? As Baliga was telling in his speech, some of the instances. Whether they have supported us in the merger, our bank was about to merge, whether AABOC has given a call for strike. Today everyone talks majority union. Why is it that as a majority union you have not supported? In the state bank, when mergers were taking place, even then there was no response. Then how can you expect a smaller units to support you? They have given strike call in September against merger, and they withdrew in the last minute. What was the necessity to withdraw? You could have gone ahead, whether it was symbolic or not, you could have gone ahead. You withdrew in the last minute. Which means you do not support the smaller units. You only want to support the bigger units. Cboo was called intellectual capital of AABOC. But even then, you did not support us. You left us to fend for ourselves. In one of the meetings with AIBOC General Secretary friends, AIBOC General Secretary told us, if AIBOF General Secretary is not listening, I will even cancel their affiliation and give an affiliation to you. Then what sudden changes has happened that you dumped us? Is this what is expected from the big brother? And if it is so, then why should I have that big brother with me? Your responsibility is to support us when we are in difficulty. You have failed in the duty. We had to go out. We had to seek somebody's support. In fact, many people came forward to support us, but when we posed one question to them, they were helpless. And the only organization that said, yes, we will help you in getting back your checkoff was the BMS Nobo. Everybody says that BMS is affiliated to BJP and so and so. If it is so, we would have got our checkoff reversal within a day or two. Why we did not get? BJP is in power, BMS is their offshoot, as you all say. Why we did not get? Because they don't go into the party. They fight it out on principles. They have given us the word only after going through our entire records. Which means, had we been wrong at any stage, they would have also not supported us. Not only they, you all know that we had around 5 cases stamped on us at one point of time. Today we are still having one case in the Honorable Kerala High Court. Why all cases? It was in our favor. Judgments were in our favor. It is because we were on the right path. They tried to sling mud on you, on Cboo. We fended for ourselves with the support of the EC members, with the support of our grassroots members. The strength we derived from their support. And today, all cases are in our favor. There were 2 more cases in labor court, one in Bangalore and one in Mangalore. Even those cases also were in our favor. Especially in Mangalore, I will tell you friends, it is purely and purely because of our ethical functioning that we were able to get a favorable decision. The case when they had complained to Mangalore Registrar of Trade Unions, they had complained that we had not submitted the statements, financial statements as required in the Trade Union Act. And the registrar was ready to issue a notice to us. Fortunately, Satish Shetty was there on that day. And we were able to show proof. We had the acknowledgements. Even today, till December 2020, we have the acknowledgements of submitting the annual returns to the registrar. And today, after the EC meeting, within a week's time, we will be submitting even December 2021 statements also to the registrar. This is the ethical practices, transparency, what we talk about in Cboo. Whether you can, as AIBF, can boast of that, I will boast of that as Cboo. And I will challenge you to come and say that you show me wrong things in my accounts. In fact, when Baliga was the president and Satish Shetty was the general secretary, there was a complaint. And the deputy registrar had called for all our books of accounts He verified, and the registrar had sent a reply to the complainant saying that I don't find any impropriety in the financial accounts. That is how Cboo functions. We have always given high room for ethical practices, friends. And whenever the functionaries go and meet, I am not talking about only the central office, I am also talking about the regional level also. Whenever our functionaries go and meet the regional head, always 2 to 3 people go and meet. Single person will not go and meet. If the functionaries are not there, at least a normal member will be taken as a companion. It is to show to the management that I have these people with me, and you cannot talk whatever you want. And it will also deter me from talking or taking my own cases, personal cases. There will be black sheep. To deter the black sheep, these are all the practices that Cboo was following. The ethical practices, what even Baliga was telling, no general secretary and president of Cboo was given huge purse. Not huge purse. He was not given any purse to them, except for a symbolic small gift. No other amounts were given to the general secretary or president of the Corporation Bank Officers Organization till now. In fact, Shri Baliga, who is on the stage, he did not even allow us to have a farewell function on his behalf. He threatened us, if you are going to arrange a function, I will abscond on that day. We did not have any function to him, but the spontaneous response from the members of head office building on that day, entire membership lined up in 2 rows as he was just coming out of the office building. They were lined up in 2 rows giving a big clap. It was nearly for about 10 minutes. Had there been any financial irregularity, or had the members not had the confidence on him, whether it would have happened? The same confidence still continues even today. We are striving hard to uphold those principles. We can proudly say that even today, any one of you have got the doubt in any of our accounts, you can come and verify. Even today, we are having the list of the persons who have contributed for construction of this building. This building was constructed around 20 years back, 25 years back, I believe. 2000 it was inaugurated. Even after 22 years, Cboo is holding the list of the contributors to this building. What was the contribution? Monthly 100 rupees for 10 months. We hold the list, even after 22 years. This is how it is functioned. And people were not ready to take such a good organization with you. Then we don't have an option to stand aloof. If I had to fend for myself, I had to take the support of somebody. The majority or minority, as I say, friends, it's only a relative term. In every state, there is only one party in power. The other party is in minority. That is why they are not in power. They are in the opposition. When the next elections come, probably the minority may become majority and they may rule the state. It's only a relative term. That is for today. we will take up the members' issue. Automatically, we are also bound to become majority in the coming days. The path may not be very easy, but we are determined to take the difficult path. The path of listening to the members, the path of taking up the issues of the members. Because we have been doing the same thing in Cboo, and we will continue in the merged entity as well. Coming to the political affiliation, when Baliga was telling, there cannot be any apolitical trade union. If you are a trade union, you will have to take the help of somebody or the other. You cannot work on your own. Without taking the help of any political party, we cannot reach the powers in the government. Because nobody will be ready to give you an appointment there. You may say, I am apolitical. Then why are you with the other officers' unions? All other 4 officers' unions are political. We are 4 officers' unions are there together under UFBU. All other 3 officers' unions are political in nature. Then will you go out? Don't you want the support of them? Even in merger of banks, the ABOC General Secretary Somadatta had to take the help of RSS to reach Shri Mohan Bhagwat. He went and met Shri Mohan Bhagwat. Why? Through Shri Mohan Bhagwat, he wanted to influence the government to stop the merger of the banks. Have you not taken the assistance? BMS as a trade union is not affiliated to BJP. It is an offshoot of RSS. The ideology may be shared, but it is not affiliated to BJP. In banking, yes, it's a very small unit and it is gaining prominence day by day. If in Corporation Bank we have this, in the Union Bank of India, if we have this number of people, Canara Bank, the number is growing. State Bank, Nobo has started. Bank of Baroda, Nobo is there. Why the new trade unions are coming up in those banks? Because people are disillusioned with you. When people are disillusioned, they will definitely seek other avenues and they want to move out of you. This is what has happened with us, and this is what we have come out of, or why this is why we have come out of the majority. As I say, the majority or minority is simple, relative term, it's only in the mind. Are there not minority trade unions in the bank? There are nearly, apart from there are nearly 4 or 5 minority trade unions. One affiliated to Intech, one affiliated to Sena, one affiliated to Nobo. We also will be one, but with our work, we will get more membership. With our work, we will reach the majority status in the days to come. Even if it is in minority, what is it that is going to happen? Whether anybody is going to chop off your neck? No. All policies of the bank are same whether we are in the majority or in the minority. The transfer policy which the people speak is the same policy. It doesn't differentiate between any 2 officers. So in that case, what is there to fear? The promotion policy doesn't differentiate. None of the perks what we are receiving doesn't differentiate. They may say that we are going for IR meetings. What is the use of going for IR meetings if you cannot present your case properly? When I say presenting the case, today's hot topic has been harmonization of staff benefits. Even after nearly 2 years, tell us one benefit that you have fought and got it. Whatever letters it was written purely at the instance of us in the Cboo. The letters were drafted by us. Of course, we had also taken the help of All India Andhra Bank Officers Federation, because some of the facilities, 1 or 2, where it was good in Andhra Bank, we had to take. Only the first para and last para, signature was anyway 3, first para and last para they used to change. And for that also, we had to follow up. Your role doesn't end with simple writing letters. Even under UBAS, we have written around 7 to 8 letters in the last 1 month. We went to management, we followed up. One issue where immediately the management had taken notice was on the promotion dates, cut-off dates. The moment we wrote the letter, within a few days, the cut-off dates were announced. They were ditto whatever it was mentioned in our letter. Because when we wrote the letter, we had also enclosed the relative circulars issued by our bank, Corporation Bank. And another one regarding the fee reimbursement to Andhra Bank officers who were recruited under the education scheme. When we went and met CGM, he said, we are collecting the data, we have seen your letter, we are collecting the data. Once we get the data, yes, we will look into it and we will disperse it. Why? Till now it has not come to your notice as a majority union. Why is it the moment it has come to our notice? Because we listen to our members. We respond to our members. And our members know that we respond to them because our actions are speaking like that. The letters what we write is immediately flashed to the members and they know that it has been taken up. It is only the intent, friends, that is required in a trade union. Whether you have the capability to take up the case of the members or not. If you have the intent, yes, you will immediately get the strength. The strength is from the members. They will feed you with the issues. If we are fed with the issues, definitely the issues can be taken up. This has been the strength, and we have to build on the strength. And that strength today, because of certain wrong propaganda, we are slowly losing, because some of our majority of our members have been converted into the majority union by their wrong propaganda of saying that they are in the majority, they only can take care of the issues. Even in minority, we are taking care. And we will take care. Because as we, on this, especially the merger, as we speak, we have lots of things to speak. But today, we are here to listen to our Eknath Baliga. Now, we did not have plan for a bigger meeting with compeer and all those things. We decided that our General Secretary will be the person who will be giving the welcome address. Then we have the star speaker. Thereafter, I will be giving the vote of thanks. Just before proposing the vote of thanks, I thought I will give a small view on why we had come out. Now I'll take the pleasant task of proposing the vote of thanks. So our Sri Baliga, after retirement, he has become very busy. In fact, he gets up at around 3:30, 4 o'clock, and his yoga starts at 5 o'clock. He has around 3 to 4 classes lined up in the morning and 3 classes lined up in the afternoon. 3. Okay, they are all free, correct. I don't know whether it is free or not, only he has to say. See, despite that such busy schedule, whenever we call, he is there to respond. Only during classes when he is taking, he will not answer. But whenever he sees our telephone, immediately the moment his class is over, immediately he will call either Satish Shetty or me, whoever we have called. I do not know whether he will call his family members so promptly, but you have been calling us the moment your classes were over. We thank you very much, Baliga Mom, for being a towering support to us in all these days, right from the time April 2020 when Corporation Bank was merged and we were having discussions with the merger of the union. Initially, his role was not that much because some things were going in the normal way. But when we encountered rough weather, and there was only few people like Baliga Mom whom we could turn to. Because we have been garrowed from various people, various sides. To come out of that, when I say we, the Cboo members, Cboo leadership at regional level, at the central level, the entire Cboo was garrowed. Lot of people were putting spokes, trying to hurt Cboo. In fact, they were hurt also. This is the time when our Baliga, Kodikal, Raghuraman, and many other senior leaders we turned to. They gave solace as well as support. And today also, if you have seen, he has brought hot water with him. His throat is not good. Despite that, he has agreed for our request to address EC members and through this mode to the entire Cboo membership which is being live telecast. I thank you very much, Baliga Mom, for all your support, and I request you to continue the support to us.
It's always subject to my time. It is always there.
Anyway, if it comes to Cboo, you will anyway take out the time that we have seen. Then, my EC members, you have come from long way. Some of you have traveled overnight, and some of you will have to travel overnight again back to your places. Since morning, I should say, it's around 11 hours. At 9 o'clock we started. It's just going to be 8 o'clock. For 11 hours you have been with us. And today we had wonderful deliberations on various issues. I also thank you all for your valuable support and valuable participation in the EC. And all the viewers who have logged in from across the breadth of the country, I can say. I do not know anybody has logged in from outside the country, but at least to all the viewers, a big thank you. Please carry this message forward that Cboo is once again resurrecting itself. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Zindabad Cboo. Zindabad. 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 Yeah. Now, friends, as we complete the Thanksgiving ceremony, it's time for us to wind up today's meeting. We will today close the meeting with our national anthem, as has been the custom in Cboo. Please rise, friends. And for all the viewers, thank you once again.